Son of a bitch, this game blew. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? My name's Trevor, and I'm the Gaming Goomba. Sorry about that little temper tantrum there. I'm just a little pissed off because I've been ripped off a fourth time in a row by Nintendo. For some reason, every single time when they put out a new Super Smash Bros. Game, they fail to include the best mode in Super Smash Bros. History. I swear to God, if Nintendo releases one more Smash game without Board the Platforms, I'm done with this series. With all the blabbering I've done on this channel for the last year and a half, it's pretty weird that I've somehow neglected to talk about my favorite video game of all time, the original Super Smash Bros. I will be completely honest with you guys right off the bat. This game being my favorite is purely based off nostalgia. Super Smash Bros. Is one of the first games I remember playing as a kid. If not Smash Bros, then it was Super Mario 64, or Mario Kart 64 first, then Smash Bros soon after. My brother handed me down his N64 for my birthday in 2002, and that faithful morning was the birthplace of my love for Nintendo. It also helped that I had zero clue that the next generation of consoles was a thing until I got a PlayStation 2 for my birthday in 2006. So the N64 was all I had for 4 years. Also, at this time, all the major game stores still had used N64 games on their shelves, so I always had options for new games. It was like I got to experience the entire prior generation of video games like it was brand new, and I will always treasure that. I think the reason Super Smash Bros. Stuck out for me so much was because it was a lot more accessible for a younger kid. It didn't have hard platforming or bosses like in Super Mario 64, and it didn't have tough-as-nails controls like in Mario Kart 64. If you're playing Smash Bros. One-on-one with another 4-year-old who is just as bad at video games as you are, it makes the game loads more fun. One of my all-time favorite childhood memories is having the entire neighborhood over in my garage and having Super Smash Bros. Tournaments on this crappy little box TV with a VCR built into it. But enough about my childhood, nobody gives a crap about that. Let's talk about the game and what makes it so great. You turn on the game and you are greeted to what I still think is the greatest plot of any Smash Bros. Game. Toy Story Nintendo Edition. This mystery gloved hand, which we assume was a child, throws all of his Nintendo toys on a table and boom, they start fighting. It's got that classic Nintendo charm while also being quick and to the point. I love it. Finally, you get a man screaming the title of the game in your face, and after that happens, you're hooked for life. There's no turning back now, boys. I'm pretty sure the inject this straight into my veins meme originated with this. After that incredible opening cutscene, we are greeted to a very bland menu screen. Ugh, so much gray and black. It looks like this was just a placeholder menu early in development and it just got left in. We've got one-player mode, which is now known as Classic Mode, Versus Mode, where your controllers are broken and friendships are ruined, and then you've got these two modes down here that I don't think I ever used as a kid. Let's check them out. Huh. The character descriptions are pretty cool though. You get cute little descriptions, all of their most famous games at the time, and Nintendo gets a reason to show off all their brand spanking new 3D models. But honestly, it usually just makes me depressed that we never got a Metroid game on the N64. In terms of characters, it's pretty bare bones. You start off with Mario, DK, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, and Pikachu, with Luigi, Captain Falcon, Ness, and Jigglypuff being secret unlockable characters. I never thought to use the internet to look up instructions on unlocking them when I was a kid, so triggering a new challenger was always a rush. I just love how specific some of the ways of unlocking them are. Like, who gets home from school one day, pops in Super Smash Bros. And thinks, you know what, I'm going to beat Break the Targets as every single character today. This was the way of unlocking Luigi, and I don't think I ever did unlock Luigi until I was much older, and thought, oh yeah, internet. I'm pretty sure this is the main reason why Luigi is one of my favorite characters. I would see him in the tutorial screen or in classic mode and get infuriated that I couldn't play as him. So anytime I played games like Mario Party or Mario Kart, Luigi was always my go-to because I could never play as him in Super Smash Bros. But what I dig about this game the most is that with the exception of Jigglypuff and Kirby, every character controls vastly different than one another. And would you believe me if I told you there was only one swordsman in this game? I guess you could say Luigi was pretty close to Mario, but his up B was so awesome that I just give him a pass. In most Smash games, Link is my main, but it pisses me off how awful his jump is in this game, so I usually go with Fox. I know, shocker, right? After Fox, I guess you could say my next main is Captain Falcon. I don't really know. I don't play with the other characters all that much, honestly. Mario and Luigi just don't feel that strong to me. If your side A isn't that great, then I'm not interested. Donkey Kong is fun, but just too slow. Samus, I'll pick up a little more often than the others. Nothing feels better than surprising someone with a plasma blast that your opponent completely forgot you had charged up. I've seen some people completely dominate with Ness, but I suck too hard with his recovery jump. Yoshi might be good, but I've always just considered him a weakling after wrecking a bunch of them in classic mode. Kirby is cool, but just a little overpowered for me. Pikachu is fun, just for his down B, and Jigglypuff, I'm not Hungry Box, no thanks. Now all these characters have to have some famous gaming locations to duke it out in, right? Well, Super Smash Bros. For the N64 has a whopping 2, Sector Z and Hyrule Castle. That's right, those are the only 2. What, you think I was gonna count Peach's castle as a stage? God, no. Okay, so obviously the stages are the weakest aspect of the original Super Smash Bros. When me and my siblings go back and play this game, we only use Sector Z and Hyrule Castle. Those are the 2 biggest stages in the game, and the most fun in my opinion. Sector Z is basically the final destination of this game, and gosh, I just love this stage. The little specks all over it that help the motion sensor bombs blend in, the R-wing that comes down and blows you off the map if you aren't paying attention. I love getting a barrel and aggressively throwing it down the hill into my opponent. Also, if you pause the game when you're on the bottom section of the stage, you can kind of see the inside of the ship. I remember trying to burst into the door as a kid hoping to find some cameos from Slippy, Falco, and Peppy. In Hyrule Castle, my favorite thing to do was smash my opponent into the tornado and watch them fly. My siblings and I would call this the Wombo Combo.
Oh, of course.
Happy Feet, Wombo Combo.
That ain't Falco.
That ain't Falco.
As for the rest of the stages, meh. Peach's castle was too small and clunky. Congo Jungle is fine, I just don't really care for how dark it is. The most annoying of all of them was the Metroid stage. The rising lava always felt like it was interfering with the game and occurred way too often. Yoshi's Island is fine as well, just too many different platforms for my liking. Dreamland would honestly be one of my go-tos if it wasn't for that damn wispy woods. What can I say, I'm just not a big fan of stage hazards. Finally, Saffron City. I love seeing the Pokemon in the stage, but as a stage to play on, it's just too small. I feel like a stage is ruined when you have to focus more on staying on a small platform than fighting your opponent. Classic mode is where I spent the majority of my time with this game as a kid, and yeah, it's still way better than Smash for Wii U's Classic mode. You play every single character, all at their respected stages. A couple of platforming challenges mixed in, the one where you board platforms is my personal favorite, all leading up to the Master Hand, the way it should be. I don't know what this garbage that was on the Wii U game is, but it ain't Classic mode. The Classic mode in Super Smash Bros. Is technically the first game I ever beat, and it may have been because I figured out how to set the difficulty to very easy and give myself a max amount of lives. I was like 4, give me a break. After you beat down all of your opponents, you finally get to meet your maker and battle the Master Hand. During the battle, I have a hard time forgetting that the Master Hand was introduced as a child playing with his Nintendo toys. I can't help but imagining a bunch of Nintendo toys coming to life and beating the crap out of a little kid, Sid from Toy Story style. After you take him down, you get to disrespect all the people who worked on this game by shooting their names, and you get a cute little congratulations screen that differs based on which character you beat the game with. So, does this game really hold up that well? Yeah, in some aspects I think it does. I've heard some people say they have a hard time revisiting it just because of how underwhelming it is compared to the newer Super Smash Bros. Games, but for me, sitting down with my siblings or some old childhood friends and sinking my teeth back into this game brings me back to a time where the most stressful thing in my life was that I couldn't figure out how to unlock Luigi, and that is why this is my favorite video game of all time. That's pretty much gonna wrap up today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite video game of all time is. I'd love to hear all of your answers, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.